We're jumping into game number 15. This game we're playing Olaf into the jungle. I think Graves may have been banned in this matchup, so I wanted to take Olaf into Warwick. I like to have a bit of a fighting chance when I play against a Warwick. So I'm just muting people that are probably chatting nonsense in the pre-game lobby. Don't want to deal with that. We're going to be pathing towards our bot side. And as Olaf, you really want to try and get full clears off and keep your farm extremely high. Just playing around with this Zerath. There's no real reason for that. So yeah, we're just going to try. And we're going to take the Raptors clear path into the Krugs. And the reason I do this is just because it puts your Raptors onto that reset faster so that you can come back and take them. This path's pretty situational because essentially you're slower to the first bot crab, so you lose priority if your champ's not as fast on that bot crab. And also if you decide to gank bot lane after your full clear, you have to make sure that you're on tempo for your spawning Raptors, because once you get to high elo, junglers usually have vision over your Raptors, and they'll pick up on the fact that you did this clear path, and rather than you getting the river crab sort of thing, they'll trade this for crab or the bot lane gank that you may have done, and it's actually a really good trade for them because they get your level 2 spawn camps, and then you obviously can't seal it, so there's a lot more XP and gold in that. So you have to be careful doing this path and make sure, yeah, you're just on tempo and that you're actually picking up them when they spawn again. This is a good path to do. It ends up giving you 32 CS by the time you're done with it. It delays your first back as well, so yeah, you're going to be on the map for longer, and you're going to be on the map for a longer period of time because you're not spending that gold. If you just did a normal first clear, reset, went straight back into your Krugs. So yeah, Olaf's pretty fast at clearing. So we're at that crab at spawning time, but I see that Zerath's nice and low. So we flash and miss. We get the kill. We're just gonna freeze the lane for Talon. Try and drag it off. He's happy for it to crash, so we just run away. Now you can see if I'm fluffing about too much, my Raptors are spawning. And this is what I was explaining earlier. If the other jungler was a better fighter than me, and for some reason they had priority mid, they can also just choose to pressure you right now. And if they can outfight you, outduel you, then they're just going to take your Raptors away from you, and especially if your mid lane's an AFK mid lane. So that's another thing to be careful of. It's like, do you win the matchup at level 4 against the enemy jungler? And if you show on the map and they decide to contest you for your Raptors and your top side spawning camps, can you effectively defend them? If you can't, just go for a normal clear. The lane's warded, so we'll just go base. You can see how we've been on the map for 4.5 minutes now, and we got 1600 gold. So we want to make sure we're spending our gold and having that advantage on the map now. Kind of look like Zerath was intentionally feeding then. I'm not quite sure what's happened. Maybe he's upset at his jungler for not showing up. We haven't seen Warwick yet. We may, yeah, he must have shown up somewhere because his CS is shown. I think I missed it because I was probably talking too much. So there we go, Warwick showed up mid. That's a good idea to just check to see. I think he would have cleared from his bot side up through mid there. It's a good idea to press tab, check to see how much CS he has. Usually it'd be about 12 if he's crossing through mid, and his topside camps would be up. Oh, sorry, he's got 36. So yeah, he's done 28 camps, cleared from Krugs, Raptors, that gives you 36. After your first clear, which gives you 28 with the crab. So now we know, based off that information, that he should be topside. I get 6 off crab, so I can just fight him here. I can fight them all. Especially because Blitzcranks. Boom. And they'd be very upset with Warwick right now, pinging. They have to kind of just respect me and give the Drake over there. You could continue just pathing straight up, full clear, and that'll give you your item. But I don't want Warwick to be running around with my low health. With like his passive and my low health. Gives him that movement speed. Even though like Olaf's a lot faster when he like is low health at clearing. He's got more attack speed. You can get more ease off. So like, honestly, I swear Olaf's like the fastest clearer in the game at the moment. Because of his E buffs. They made his E do, instead of 30% damage back to you, they made it do 40% damage back to you. So you get lower health in the jungle. So you get so much more attack speed on your first couple of clears. Because it's every time you E, it's taking away more health. So you're just spamming it. And like you want to be low on your first clears. If you're, especially if you're not versing like a Shaker or an invading jungler, you know. Just get as low as you possibly can. Put two points into Q. One point into E. Players actually pick Nah to counter Olaf. He's got that kiting ability. And the jump, of course. Yeah, when you're playing against a Nah, it just comes down to how accurate you are with hitting your Qs. Especially if you don't have flash up. And yeah, I like to get grubs if I'm playing Olaf. Fortunately, Warwick actually stole one away. I've got Stridebreaker on base. Yeah, and as for my build path, I mainly just like to go Stridebreaker. It's so nice having that slow to set up kills and hit your Q. And it has so much more range than the Ravenous Hydra. Ravenous Hydra's really only good if you're versing champions with no movement, no dashes. just tanks like Ornn. Even Ornn's got that bit of a dash. But like, if anything, it's tanks like Ornn. Yeah, Sejuani. Champions that are gonna come to you. It's good into Warwick. Warwick's coming at you. But yeah, if there's any like sort of champion on the enemy team that's trying to kite you or has that dash, like nah, then you definitely want to have Stridebreaker. See that? I hit my Stridebreaker from ages away, and that just puts a slow on him, and then that'll set your Q up, and that's a perfect example of what I was just explaining. Even though blitzes are mobile, it just gives us that kill. You already get quite a large amount of lifesteal with Olaf. And there's so much heal cut in this game that lifesteal is just nowhere near as effective as it used to be. Yeah, I was hoping Samira went B. That's the worst case scenario, giving Samira the kill. If Samira goes B there, I get a triple. Bit of a coin flip play. You don't want to be making that play for the most part. Like, that's just coin flip. If I went base there, or just went straight into a bot to top clear, that's fine. It'd just give me that extra tempo advantage over Warwick. I've already got a farm advantage as well. Like, me killing Warwick down there does nothing really. I didn't benefit from getting a neutral objective. I didn't benefit by getting his farm. I didn't get a tower. So there's no real point in getting the kill. It's just show and tell. Fiddle's got ult, so we could definitely dive. It's important to look for those dive plays. Denies farm. And gets you towers. Because you've got the wave set up. So I'm just looking to play for Rift Herald. I'm going to clear my camps down. I'm not going to worry about what my teammates are doing. Clear camps down and spend my gold and look to fight for Rift. By that time my ult will be up as well. I don't want to fight without my ultimate ability. And I never pick up the ult haste items on Olaf in the jungle, because you can choose to fight a lot less. When you're in lane, you're forced to fight, like, really. So it's better to have your ult up more often. That's why players optimize their builds by having maximum ability haste on their item. Like ult haste. I like to spend my gold yeah, on this Sundered Sky item, and that's just giving me full gold efficiency, focusing more on fighting rather than the ultimate haste aspect of it. I just don't want wasted gold there when I can just be in my camps farming. If I notice the game is becoming very, very forced with fights, then maybe I would pick up that ultimate haste item, but you really just want to make sure you're getting your camps in most games you're playing Olaf. The only reason teams are going to be forcing like early fights is if they have an early game comp and they know how to play their composition, like a Draven, Nautilus kind of like style. They've got that dive, they're tower diving, they've got volley there. Yeah, and they're really just trying to end the game as fast as possible. Then you're going to be forced to fight because they're just going to be pushing towers. So, see, I'm not really engaging in much fighting. I'm just going for the objectives, making sure my camps are on cooldown. And then I will fight for the objective. I'll use my abilities to fight for objectives. That's my goal as a jungler most of the time. So I'm going to try and get Warwick to burn abilities onto Tom. Once that happens, then I engage. Just like Katarina would. We miss our axe, which is kind of crucial. And I'm not going to follow up with Flash. Flash is very beneficial to have up on Olaf. It's alright if he gets away. Talon will probably chase him to his own doom. That's why you never chase. Just waste of time. But yeah, the Sundered Sky item also gives us that lifesteal we're missing from choosing Stridebreaker over Ravenous Hydra. Now I'm just going to look to clear, get gold for my third item, and then I can really start to pressure the map. A Zerath phase checking. Sometimes like when you're in these fights and you need to prolong your ult, you can slow down your auto attacks even if your attack speed's faster than the auto attacks you're doing, just to maintain ult on a champion if you're definitely going to be able to kill them. You know they've burned flash, you just whack them, you wait 2 seconds, whack them again. That gives you a longer ult period, and that also draws other champions towards you. So I wanted to make sure I knock up Samira there because you still get the crash off as long as Rift Herald lands in the vicinity of the tower. I learned that from Worlds last year, I believe. So we're not going to engage in this fighting. Make sure you go for the tower and the inhibitor when this is happening before you go past the tower and go for kills. Let your poke champions poke them under tower while you take the tower. Don't overcommit. This will be like, that's why we didn't get the inhib there. But like your team's always going to end up doing that. They get overly excited and they end up diving and it's just completely grief. So don't, make sure you're not doing it with them. You can you can lose a game there if you're just going two hand. Just hit the tower, get the tower, get out if you have to. Let your team grieve. There's other things you can fall back to like the enemy camps. If Warwick's too strong, then you can just fall back to your own camps. But like I always say, you don't want to be taking these camps right now, unless you're extremely strong. You know, you can take on 3 characters, or unless your team's pushed up on the map where you are in their own lane, and they can run to help you in a sticky situation. A little bit risky, but I want to make sure that I'm going base, being able to get my item. Just going Thornmail for Warwick. In the Samira. I'm pretty sure Nah runs Fleet footwork, doesn't he? If not Fleet, then it's Conqueror. Yeah, Fleet. I'm just waiting for Dragon to spawn. I don't want to make sure I'm like, I don't want to be overextending in my lane, or like in mid lane, dying with the Baron buff. I know we're very strong, but I just want to make sure I'm securing Dragon Soul. They're gonna overcommit anyway, so I'll just have to pick up the scraps. And we should be able to end the game here. I don't have ult, so it makes it hard to dive, but... Zerath and I could probably defend. I don't have ult. So we're just going to go for the dragon. I thought it was soul, but it's not. It's soul point. I'm not in a rush. I just want to make sure I get my win. I always play the safe game. There's nothing more that just destroys the confidence of enemy players is when you just keep securing every single objective. Their heart just slowly sinks every time they hear that noise. Trying to find Samira. If we can find Samira, then it's game over. I want to make sure that... Whoa, it's tough. Just in such an awkward position. We're going to utilize those death timers and the pressure our bot lane had. Don't overcommit in that bot lane. Try and go for a 1v5 penta like just before. Just run up to your top side and you'll get the top in him. I know with Olaf your ego is telling you just go in 1v5, you can do it. But yeah, it's better to just play the safe game unless you're in a normal. Go for the objectives. Go for the towers, inhibs. Stay up, stay alive. Death timers can be detrimental, especially in higher elos. I don't have ult, so it's really hard to dive with no ult. You just have no tenacity with Olaf. Because, like, building tenacity on Olaf's kind of a waste of a stat. You have an ultimate ability that comes up every minute that gives you unlimited tenacity. This is what I was talking about. Like, I just overcommitted. We didn't have ult. It's not ideal, but the win's pretty much there. Yeah, nah, they can hopefully end now. That's good. They're not ending. It's risky business. Nice. Good stuff. There you have it. There's a little off game of Olaf. I believe we are now playing in what, Emerald 3, I believe? Yeah, Emerald 3, 17 LP. So yeah, thanks for watching. Appreciate you.